Hello and welcome everybody to our bonus
Hello.
Q&A. It's a little confusing.
Bonus Q&A. Did you get that?
This is, I think, one of the favorite things that we do for our Patreon subscribers. We do one of these every week, and we answer some of the questions that we don't do on the main Kit and Krysta podcast. And we save some of the spicier questions, as you like to say, for this as well.
We do.
But
the trusted circle.
We wanted to give everybody a taste of what this is like. And if you like it, you can sign up over at patreon.com/Kit and Krysta. But we've got just eyeballing this. We've got maybe a dozen or so questions that we're going to go through here. So why don't we go ahead and just get started?
Let's do it.
Wonderful. This is a question from Riven, who asks, if you could direct a Warriors-style spin-off game, such as Hyrule Warriors or Fire Emblem Warriors, what franchise would you choose? Who would be some of the playable characters? 2 caveats. No Super Smash Warriors type game with everyone from everywhere, of course. And bonus points for really weird or obscure characters, such as Agatha in Hyrule Warriors. How say you? Do you have an idea?
I have an idea that might be controversial.
Oh.
Here goes. Animal Crossing. Isabelle finally getting a chance to punch that Tom Nook right in the kisser.
Oh my gosh.
This is where I like this idea of these characters that are normally very sweet and nice and innocent and just going crazy and just like pummeling each other on like an Animal Crossing island. But I could see that with lots of the like the more NPC characters, and it'd be pretty fun to like have them even put in like weapons or something like that, or like, you know, ways of fighting that is Animal Crossing related. Like someone could just like throw apples at you or like hit you with a slingshot, or Isabelle could like, I don't know, she could what is she has like that mug of tea on her desk. You can just like break that over someone's head or something like that. That'd be pretty funny.
Well, we had Amiibo Festival, which was maybe the Animal Crossing spin-off that didn't work. So maybe this is the next big idea.
This is the one.
Yeah.
This could work, guys.
Mine, I'm going to say Kirby could do this.
Okay.
And remember, ever since we played Kirby in the Forgotten Land, I made a mention of this. Kirby with the sword felt like a Dynasty Warriors game.
That's true. That big sword. Yeah.
So I think you could have Kirby and he could still, you know, inhale all of the powers and he would be awesome. But you could also play, you know, your Waddle Dee, Meta Knight, DDD. But then you could also let some of the other like enemies join up.
That's
and you
true.
could play as them. And, you know, we saw in like in Star Allies where you were playing as them, like they have pretty built out and cool movesets too. Mm-hmm. So I actually don't think you would need to change it that much from, you know, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Obviously, maybe have those areas be a little bit bigger, but I think that would be actually awesome.
Pretty fun. Yeah. And if we do that, or they do that, they have to put in the Robobot Kirby.
Oh,
as like a bonus. Because I love that. I wish they'd bring Robobot Kirby back, because I just love it so much. Right?
Yes.
So cool.
All right, now I need this game.
We want this to happen.
This is a question from Leo Rezing, who asks, question for you. What are your favorite games that give other characters the spotlight, such as the Yoshi series and others like it? And what characters would you like to see get these kinds of games? So I guess these are sort of, you know, a notch below the Marios and Links and Donkey Kongs of the world, but people who are characters who get or deserve their own games.
Yeah. See, I would like you know how there's those like alternate storylines and fairy tales where it's like, this is the villain's perspective.
Oh, sure.
Like, I would love to see a game that was more focused on like the Koopalings. I mean, I think we have seen some games that are more focused on like Bowser, like Bowser's Inside Story, which was kind of fun. But even like the Bowser minions, like they're just sometimes I feel like just generic characters that Mario gets to stomp on and that's it. They don't have any like personality unless it's in like the Paper Mario game, they have a little bit more personality. But it would be so cool to build out more of like the enemy side of the story. So that would be fun. I think I would like that, to see that.
A Koopaling game is not one I had considered, but could be really fun.
Cool, right?
Yeah, everybody loves the Koopalings.
Right. And there's definitely like personality there that could be built out.
I have to go with my guy, one of my favorite characters, Locky 2.
Oh.
We need a Locky 2 game. Locky 2 is a pivotal character in so many different games. He's got the camera in Mario 64. He's
the fishing pole.
He's got everything going on and he's keeping it all together in Mario Kart, but we need a Locky 2 game.
Yeah, why is he in that cloud? How did he get there?
Yeah.
What is the deep backstory
And he's
about
so
Locky
cute.
2?
Oh my
He is
gosh.
really cute. I love Locky 2.
But as far as games like this that are out there and that we like, I really love Captain Toad. I think that was a great idea
that's such
and
a good
perfect
one.
to what that character is.
I like Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah.
I just like woolly things.
Good reason. The next question is from Brooke Obscura. Do you think Nintendo could recapture the magic of the first Super Mario Maker game by giving players creation tools for a different game series? If so, what game series would that be?
Ooh, that was really magical. And I think every time there is a game like that, I'm always surprised by people's creativity.
Yeah.
I would love to see 2D Zelda or top-down Zelda
Yeah.
Mario, Zelda Maker. I think that would be so cool. Like they could build out these, dungeon puzzles and give you tools to do sort of that, like that type of world building. Like even if it's like more like in a microcosm, like that would be super fun to see. And I think people would just be so creative with that.
Yeah, we did get kind of a taste of that in Link's Awakening. Remember, it had that mode where you were kind of piecing together bits of a dungeon.
That's
but it was
right.
obviously
we built dungeons for each other.
Yeah, it was obviously not as built out as what you would get in a Mario Maker. I think the thing that what makes Mario Maker work is the idea of a Mario level is get from the beginning to the end,
right?
And it's your imagination defines what comes in the middle. I think Zelda maybe introduces more complexity where keeping all the pieces together could be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super simple and it's not even a game that I'm like it's honestly too old for me, but like the original Donkey Kong seems like it could be something where you could let people make those kinds of Donkey Kong levels and decide where the enemies are and the Donkey Kong Game Boy game, I think it's Donkey Kong 94 people call it, is incredible because it gave Mario all of these other moves and it felt more modern. And it feels like if you took that another level and you made it feel, today modern, and you let people build those levels and, gave people a lot of tools to do that, I think that could be really incredible. And again, just another good entry into the Donkey Kong universe. So that's my
that's a good
kind of
one.
Out there. I don't know. Would I want to play that? Probably.
Would you want to build that?
I'd try it.
Yeah,
I'd try it.
Yeah, exactly. You want to you for this you gotta want to build and imagine yourself putting a level together or a game together, and you gotta want to play.
Those games, the Mario, the March of the Minis games, I think let you make some levels.
Yeah, it's like Lemmings.
I did not like those games though. I did not like those.
I don't like games like that. Like that genre of games is not my favorite.
Right. But real, like arcade style Donkey Kong or the Game Boy Donkey Kong. That's what I'm talking about.
Stuff. That's really interesting. I haven't thought about that.
How do I pronounce this one? Snezkov? Sneezekov? Well, did my best. I'd like to ask, what's your favorite Nintendo hub world and why? Recently, I've been really enjoying the Waddle Dee Town in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. The way it increases locations and residents is a neat concept that isn't used that often in hub worlds. Plus, the music is really great.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
A really good question. And I like that hub world too because Kirby had a little house and you could do little things in it. Like almost feel like gives you a reason to go back there. Hub worlds.
I'll go what you think.
Okay.
I forget exactly what it was called, but in Super Mario Galaxy 2, when you were on that kind of like Mario head spaceship, I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hub worlds are interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do there. I think Waddle Dee Town was super well done. You don't want it to be too big though, because it's kind of like the in-between space for the actual action. So you don't want the person to feel like, oh, I'm spending too much time here because I want to get back to the action. Right. I feel like that had the perfect mix of like personality and functionality that just fit right into the game very well.
Yeah. I do kind of like, this is not really a hub world, but I think like in Zelda games, there's always like Kakariko Village or like some sort of area in the game where like there's all the vendors, and there's a sense, I mean, in Breath of the Wild, there is a sense where you could like build up Link's house and keep all your stuff there. And, you know, there is that kind of like, this is my home kind of area. So I do like that in Zelda games, because sometimes the world can feel like very big or scary and you need a place to like just take a breather. So having that in games like that, I appreciate.
Yeah. All right. This next question, I need your help with this one because
Uh-oh.
it's something I do not know much about. It's
Oh,
from
boy.
Radon.
Uh-huh.
Which Hogwarts house are you?
Ah, good question.
I need your
Have you
help
been
with this.
sorted, sir?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so there is this like website, I think it's the Pottermore website, where you could take a quiz and be sorted into your house. That's not the only way to find your Hogwarts house. You could just have like an inclination of like, I am this house. I was sorted.
There's 3 houses?
Oh my lord,
back
no.
up?
There's 4 houses.
Oh. I wasn't
Gryffindor,
that far off.
Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff. What's the last house? Slytherin, obviously.
You don't
Duh.
want to be Hufflepuff, right? Those people
Well, didn't
are
that
like...
person just say he was in Hufflepuff?
No. You didn't say anything. You just said, which Hogwarts house are you?
Well, everybody has their own personality. Obviously, Harry Potter is in Gryffindor, so it's supposed to be like the more like
Obviously.
brave hero kind of house. Ravenclaw is for like the smart people.
Well, if you were to
Hufflepuff-
sort me...
Slytherin, just kidding.
What?
Just
I don't know what that means, but it sounds bad.
You are Ravenclaw for sure.
And what does
Like,
that mean again?
Very smart, very like sort of calm and calculated, like not kind of risk adverse. Like you don't like things like extreme sports or like, you wouldn't like go like jump out of an airplane, for example.
Right.
Or like, you said things like, I don't want to learn how to ski because I don't want to break on my bones. Like kind of mentality.
Okay.
Very calculated. I was sorted into Gryffindor, so just leave that there.
So that's official.
Official.
Wow.
I know.
I got to do this. Okay. This is a long, and I think this falls into the spicy category, from Colin SM. It's a long one, so settle in here.
Okay.
What exactly is Nintendo's deal when it comes to removing fan projects? It seems like the protocols aren't entirely consistent, with lots of popular fan games actively using Nintendo IP unharmed. But Super Mario 64 HD, AM2R, and that Pokemon game starring Zygarde were all famously taken down, suggesting to me the unlucky line is if Nintendo has a similar enough official product along the way. Or is it something more obvious, like games that get big press coverage that draw their attention without the need for ninjas to lurk the web? Thanks. So, the idea of like fan projects or using Nintendo IP or modifying a Nintendo game is something that, the company will not tolerate. It's one of those very black and white issues.
Yeah.
And that's what the, so-called ninjas often deal with is having those taken down. And I think you hit on something that's right, though, is, there's only, a limited number of ninjas and, a limited number of hours in the day for them to be scouring to find all of these.
Right.
So, yeah, I think there probably are a lot of these that fall through the cracks just because they don't get their attention, or they, aren't getting the conversation, or frankly, there may not be a lot of people playing them.
Yeah. Nintendo, as we've talked about in the past, is very, very strict with controlling and maintaining control over its IP. And that is very understandable because the IP is so precious and it is like the lifeblood of the company. So this idea of fan projects or modifying Nintendo IP in a way that Nintendo has not allowed goes directly against that protection of the IP sort of concept that's held in very strict regard at the company. So like you said, it's super black and white, and it's basically like, if they find you, they're going to stop you. Yeah. So it's just the way the company operates.
Yeah. All right. From AOKB. With all of Nintendo's mobile game endeavors, they've yet to try something with Zelda. So if you were in charge of creating a Zelda mobile game, how would you go about it? What's the main gameplay loop? free to start or pay up front for the whole game? And he had some interesting hashtags here. Hashtag Kristarati, hashtag Kitopian. He's not picking any sides.
Nope, not picking sides. I like it. Oh, I really kind of dislike free to start games.
Yeah.
So I would say pay for the whole thing up front. Gosh, in terms of gameplay, it would have to work on a mobile device, which is so hard to do.
Well, there were those DS games, though, that were very touch-oriented, like Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks. So there is kind of a blueprint for how to make a Zelda game work.
You could do that. Yeah.
I have an idea here. So again, we know that there is kind of this proven method of doing a Zelda game through touch. What if you did a Four Swords game that was, again, using that style of controls?
Yeah.
I think that could be fun. I don't know if I would want to play through like a full-on, big Zelda adventure that way. I honestly didn't love those DS games as much as other Zelda games, but if it's kind of more bite-sized and more kind of teamwork focused, I think that could be really fun.
I was going to say that's a really good example with Four Swords, but I was going to say it would have to be some sort of multiplayer game.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best way to approach that. And that way, to your point, it could be a bit more like easy when you're on a mobile device. You don't want to sit there in front of your phone for 10 hours trying to beat a true Zelda game and do it on like a tiny little screen. So yeah, something that's more like you can just play with your friend for a couple minutes would be probably better for that platform.
Extremely important question from Piano Psychopath, who wants to know, who did y'all marry in Three Houses? And who is your favorite character from Three Houses? I played Male Byleth and ended with Lysithea. So important.
Houses.
What is? Okay. Did you just have a brain fart?
I'm trying to remember his name.
Oh, no, you forgot the name?
Yeah.
I have not forgotten the name of Petra. Oh no.
Petra. Who or was what Petra looks ninja, like. The ninja guy in right Three Houses.
You forgot? This is a bad look for you.
Oh, hold on. I gotta look it up now.
Oh my gosh.
Houses.
I will say Petra is number one, and it's not necessarily close, but Dorothea at times did catch my eye.
Oh.
Do you have any opinions on either of them?
Dorothea, yeah, she was pretty hot.
She was the singer.
Yes, I remember that.
Right. All right, you're about to get incomplete on this question.
I cannot, for the life of me, find who this person is.
Wow.
Now I'm looking it up. Here we go. Here. Felix.
Ah. So memorable.
Felix.
Forgot his name.
You know what? I gotta tell you, the husbando list in Three Houses was not super strong.
There's no Petra equivalent?
There's no one can hold a candle to Crom, let's be real. But yeah, I'm looking at the list of characters right now, and the husbando list is really kind of lacking. I think Felix was the cream of the crop, as they say.
Maybe you could be a special husbando advisor for the next game.
Sylvian was the other one that I had my eye on, but was kind of a...
All right, well, now you're just reading off of a wiki, so we're moving on.
I'm literally on the fire.
Foreshowing by you. Clinta13 wants to know, I was wondering if you would watch episodes of Nintendo Minute before or as they were getting released, even if you didn't have to proof them. Or was it more of a film and forget kind of thing?
I wished it was.
I know you mentioned early on that you didn't have a team to help you, so I'm guessing you had to watch them at that point to see if they met your standards.
Yes, we proofed every single Nintendo Minute that ever went live. The process was we'd shoot it. Our editing team would send us a version to review. We would review it and give comments. They would send us another version. We're usually pretty fast about this, but yes, we proofed and had a lot of say into each episode as they came together before they went live.
And that would all happen in the span of about a week. For most of the run, we were filming on a Monday and getting it out on a Friday. And, closer to the end when we were, doing stuff from home with the pandemic, we added a few more days onto that. But it was a very short
tight
process.
schedule. Yeah.
I will say, I often had a lot more comments than you. There was a lot of stuff you were letting slip through the cracks.
My favorite comment is color correct. You got to color correct this.
I
Now I just do my own color
don't know what that
correcting,
means, honestly.
and it looks perfect. So just kidding. I'm not perfect by any means.
Question from Benjamin Rivers. What is a PR campaign for a game that you didn't work on, but that you really liked?
A PR campaign for a game I didn't work on, but I really liked.
I have a... So, I did work with Hideo Kojima slightly when I was at Konami, but I do think he has a good approach to, running his PR campaigns, and he's very much like Sakurai, where he is outlining all of the details. But those trailers are just major moments. He has a mystique about him that people just want to know more and want to understand how he ticks. He is not always out there, but when it's time to really promote, he is out there enough to make a big impact. So I think he's just one of those developers who has his finger on, not only making games, but how to promote them.
Yeah, that's a good one. And he's certainly not shy about being like out there. So I think that helps the games a lot.
Tweeting his lunch.
Exactly. I would love to work on a PR campaign that is has a lot of money attached to it. And Nintendo is pretty conservative. Like we never had, Sony money for PR campaigns, as they say. So that'd be great. Like God of War. I mean, God, to work on a PR campaign like that, where you have so many resources and more like, I guess the quote, like American way of, I don't know, like doing PR or something like that'd be kind of interesting. I never had the opportunity to do that. So that would be kind of cool to see.
And our final question is from Ajan Malari, who wants to know, what is one game that you both get very competitive on, and have you both played each other on those games?
Competitive. Well, I again, fighting games, not my scene because I'm just bad. I will say that I get a little bit competitive. Like right now we're both playing Elden Ring and we're kind of like at the same boss, or like we kept pace pretty well with each other. But like when you beat the fire giant before I did, I was like gripped with a sense of like,
oh, come on,
fear and competitiveness,
anger
and frustration and bitterness. Because like it's not even like a competitive game. Like it's like either you do, but like now I have to do it. Like I have to, because you did it, so I have to do it too. It's a different
kind of competitiveness.
Yeah, like that's how I feel about like games when we're playing like simultaneously like that, and I get stuck somewhere. I'm like, no, I can't let him. Like, I have to beat it too. Like I get like kind of like that.
The one I'm not super competitive. I think the one I would say that maybe I do get is the various versions of Street Fighter 2. Because I do think that's a game that I am decent at. I would not say I'm like great, but I think I can hold my own. We did some videos where Capcom came and visited. I beat them at that.
You were really good.
So that is one where it's like, yeah, let's see what you can do in the many various versions of Street Fighter 2.
I can't even like hang. So I'm not going to say any of those fighting games because it's just not going to work. Yeah.
But any other fighting game, it's like, no, I can't.
Smash.
I can't do that. I'm not. You keep saying this. I'm not good at Smash. I'm not.
You are good at Smash.
I really am not. I do not feel the same way playing Smash competitively as I do Street Fighter.
Okay.
I just don't.
All right, it's fair.
And that is the end of our bonus Q&A.
Hooray!
Hope you enjoyed it. Again, this is a weekly perk for being part of our notification squad on Patreon. That is $10 a month. And if you like what you heard today, you can sign up at patreon.com/Kit and Krysta. And in addition to these bonus Q&As, you get all sorts of incredible stuff. So be sure to visit and check it out.
Yeah. And thank you guys all for all of your continued support. We love doing this and we love connecting with you guys in this way. So yeah, hope you check it out.
That's right. All right. We shall see you around.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.